Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, folks. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day to you all. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate. Let's try that again. I appreciate you taking the time to join me today. Love having you hang out with me here on Twitch. We're going to be doing a little Star Citizen today. That's going to be the last day of Star Citizen this week. As we've talked about, Dune Awakening launches tomorrow. I plan to be there at 8 a.m. My time, Mountain Standard Time, here in Calgary, Alberta. We'll be there for launch, picking a server, a world server with some friends, and getting things hopping over there. So I will be streaming from launch, which is Thursday. I'll stream Friday. Probably be streaming when the wife and I play over the weekend as well, and looking into the new week, Monday, Tuesday. Most likely hanging with Dune Awakening as well. From there, we'll kind of revisit our schedule and see where I can mix in what we're doing in Dune Awakening and Star Citizen. I am by no means changing the main thing that I do on this channel, which is Star Citizen. So we'll make sure that we keep in touch with updates and things like that. Unfortunately, it looks like 4.2 is probably going to release while Dune Awakening is in its big swing. For me personally, at least initially, there's not a lot in this patch that I want to check out. The new events, the new stuff with the sandworm is all really cool. I'm a little taken aback though about the whole script system that's been implemented with Wicklow and how that's going to roll. Essentially, the script that you've collected now, you won't be able to turn in further for favors. The stuff that you're going to be collecting that Wicklow is going to want for trade is going to come from the new event. And that's fine. I understand that that's a great way to funnel people there to get that event tested. I think it's really unfortunate, alpha or no alpha, that an avenue that was opened up for people that strictly want to kind of do the PvE thing and don't really like to engage with the other side of the game are kind of being forced in that direction. I think even during the alpha, we need to keep in mind that there are lots and lots of different types of players, and we need to keep things available for them to stay engaged in the game. Now, I understand that the overall balance, once Star Citizen hits a live 1.0 situation, the overall balance should be way different. But in the meantime, it is a live service. We all do spend a lot of time playing it, and we have a lot of fans that are really passionate about Star Citizen. Taking away things to do is frustrating, regardless of the reason. So for that reason, I'm not looking forward to a lot of what's there. I don't fall under either camp necessarily. I'm not a hardcore PvPer, and I'm also not a die-hard PvEer. I like a little bit of both in my game, but I do like options. So, like the gear that's been locked behind contested zones, I got around to doing it eventually, and I get the stuff that I need, and I'm happy to do it. I do, however, wish that when it comes to ship builds and things like that, especially now that we have a cadence where we're getting a patch like every month, to not be able to purchase those items in a store to reconfigure my ships is disheartening. I have to do specific content to get these items, and it's frustrating. So I'm not looking forward to that a lot. So thankfully, we're gonna have Dune to focus on for a bit. Dune is a franchise that I'm super excited about. I'm a big sci-fi buff, obviously, right? And Dune is something that's been part of my upbringing. I read all the books, watched all the movies, all the miniseries, all the different things, and I love that universe, and I'm going to be looking forward to spending some time there. Anyway, what we got going on for today is we're going to abandon doing cargo in that dang Caterpillar. I love the Caterpillar. Functionally, I determined yesterday she's way down on the list of my favorite ships because of how she handles her cargo. So, super cool ship that we will not be using today. we're going to do some cargo stuff in a real cargo hauler, which currently is a C2. Thanks to Tic Tac Jim for helping me get the funds to pick up that C2. I did have some money stashed away. I could have done that on my own, but I do have a lot of plans for that money. I need to rebuy a mole. I need to pick up a raft. There's a bunch of other things I want to play with specifically. And then with the new patch around the corner, I am most likely going to have to re-outfit ships again. I doubt that the components will stay persistent, as has been a problem for several patches. That's why I don't have a high level of excitement for what's coming right now. All I see is the extra work that I have to do, and that's not super appealing time after time after time. I do spend time on the PTU, folks, and this is my plug to encourage you to do the same. If you don't want to see such a heavy shift in game, like things like this currency for Wicklow and how that works, it's bad enough that it's a random turn-in system that you can't guarantee what it is that you're shopping for, but it sucks that we're being funneled into an area where a PvE person most likely is going to have to engage in PvP to get the stuff that they need to move forward, right? I find that very, very frustrating for them and possibly myself, depending on the circumstances, right? But to prevent things like that from happening and becoming a thing, I would suggest that everyone gets a PTU account copied and spends time on there while PTU's in effect. The more people that participate in that, the better situation we're going to be in with those types of things, because the developers aren't going to feel like they need to funnel everybody to get the test data that they need. I can't guarantee you that, but it can't hurt, right? All right. Let's see here. We are headed to Spaceport. I am rather upset about whatever is making that noise incessantly. It sounds like a door or somebody firing over and over and over again. Man, that is just a little much. The volume doesn't seem to be changing no matter where I go either. So here's to hoping that that subsides. We'll be taking a break around midstream, about 1 o'clock. I have a friend over that's coming over to deliver an airframe for a 74-inch acrobatic RC airplane for me. So I'll have to take a little longer break than usual there to coordinate that with him. So I apologize for that in advance. Hello, kitty kitty.
Stand clear.
I think she said hello. What the hell with that sound? Oh my god. Gonna make me switch servers just to get rid of that. Oh, did it go away? Oh, freaking thank God.
Now arriving.
Now arriving. Excuse me. Oh my god. I noticed that we do not have a gun on us. That is not a good thing because I don't think I put that gun away. Son of a bee.
Please be aware that while in the Stanton system and on our court, all
Actually, that's not so bad.
laws are still in effect.
Hold on a sec. Let me just outfit this C2 really quick. Interesting. I'm in our corp.
For the latest travel information,
Welcome
be
to
sure
the
to
ASOP
check the
vehicle
departure and
retrieval
arrival
system.
boards conveniently located throughout the spaceport.
Why does it do that?
Visit us again.
Let's go to our large hangar and see what's what. Nothing there. So let's try this again. Under vehicles, this should not show locked. Okay, it does not. Super. Really don't know what the deal was. Super duper. What else can we do to that C2? Do we have any components at all? I don't think we do. That's all big stuff. Thermal cores, power plants, shield generators, strongholds, yeah. But we're good with it where it's at. M7As. We could put size 4.5. Well, we don't really need to worry about weapons on this, especially not right now. All right. Let's get that thing pulled up.
To the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
Like I said, we'll have a way better time with this today than we did with the Caterpillar yesterday. Right.
Please visit us again. Goodbye.
Sorry, things are a little backwards there in Starbit as in. Let's see what we can pick up here. Shit, we should have picked up an Atlas, huh? Son of a gun. Well, I think we'll be all right. Let's see if we moved our rep at all with our hauling company. Oh, almost a senior. Okay. Almost a senior. I don't know what else becomes available at senior, but we'll see. So we're going to go from Riker to Bajini with this one. Make 160K, pick up a 300K load, and bring it back. So this is under 300 SC or just around 300 SC. Yeah, let's actually see if there is another one to take up from Riker to Bajini, but I don't think so. Oh, I lied. That's 618. That's too much. So we're looking for from Riker. Really don't want to take itty bitty ones though. There we go. From Riker to Bajini. This is a rookie 87 SCU of stims. And 8 SCU chunks. We can probably do that one. Or there's this one. Well, honestly, we could probably do this. And that other one, that 56K. Where'd it go? Oh man. Did I read it wrong? From Riker to Bajini. Okay. There we go. Riker to Bajini. So we should try to pick up all of these. We'll track the experienced one. There we go. Man, I almost feel like we should have done the ATLS, but we'll see what a pain in the ass that is with this run, and then we'll switch gears if we need to, because the ATLS can become a pain all by itself, right? We don't necessarily need that. Let's see. All right. Send her down. So, yeah, we just want the missions here. And is that everything? $495. Does that seem right? We got 1, 2, 3. That looks like a lot of cargo. It's unfortunate about the gun thing, but oh well. We have multiples of that particular weapon. Hell, it might have even been this one. Yep, look at that. There's a scope. Do we have ammo back? We do. Alright, I think we're fine. Yeah, everything looks good. Alright, let's move that C2 around a little bit. And we'll get to loading. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Top deck we go. All right, we're just gonna adjust her on the hangar floor a little bit so we can load her a little more efficiently.
Crusader Industries, a journey worth taking. Systems on.
Okay. Whoa. Never mind the cameras, folks. Holy cow. Maybe we can... that's alright. It's good now. We can just swing her around here a little bit. Alright, let's take a look at where everything's sitting. Common sense prevails. Damn you, Jim. It's true. It is true. She's a big old beastie. I missed having her. I mentioned you earlier, buddy. Gave you another thank you, even though you weren't here. Yeah, it's going well, bud. I got started a little late on stream. Kind of talking about logistics and stuff, ironing out things for... Well, that doesn't... That looks like that ramp is in the air. Oh, because I'm sitting on something, huh? Doesn't look like I'm sitting on anything. Let's try front ramp down and see if that balances her out. Oh, left wing was? Okay. Well, we'll just wait on the doors anyway. Anyway, looking at logistics for Dune Awakening tomorrow. Talking to Sabrina's friends that she's played with before and is looking forward to potentially doing something. Is that it right there? Is that... I don't know. I don't know. Here, why don't we turn a little bit like that and go like this and see what happens. Yeah, now it's going to do that thing. And I think my nose is sitting there now. Speaking of common sense, I did not go pick up an ETLS. Oh, did we win? I see sparks. I mean, looks good to me.
Engines off.
We'll see what happens when I get out to pilot seat. All right. Oh, bouncy tank. Yeah, this would have been great for the ATLS, but we didn't do it, so yeah, I'm kind of regretting that right this second. How much do I have? I have like 400 some SCU. I don't even need to take it all the way up front, do I? But we will. That's just given me a gauge there. My video game death perception at my age is bad. We'll get this waste all loaded because these were all 8 SCUs. So my stubborn ass would just send this down and grab the ATLS, but as we discussed yesterday, I don't have one anymore. The one I had bought in game has disappeared. And I don't want to walk all the way back to Astro Armada. So we'll just do this. This is really low-key anyway. This is kind of what I was hoping to get into today. As I said, I'm going to have to take a larger break than normal about 1 o'clock. I have a friend delivering an airframe for one of my RC planes today. So I have to be available to say hello to him and pick that up. If you're into RC planes at all, this one's an acrobatic one. Yeah. This one's an acrobatic one. It's a 74-inch extreme flight laser. I had a 60-inch laser, and it flew wonderfully. Yes, and I smashed that into the ground. So, I mostly fly just like scale, you know, Cubs, bush plane type things. I've got a lot of foam planes, like P-51 Mustang and a Pitts biplane, and I have a blast with all that stuff. But I really wanted something that I could, I'm not going to be a 3D pilot. I'm not that responsive, right? But I wanted to have a plane that has those qualities. So, I do have some balsa planes, like I have a Tower Hobbies Sport 60-inch wingspan, and it's you know, it'll fly inverted and do all the loops and rolls and all that beautiful stuff. Yeah, I'll talk to you about helicopters too in a minute, yeah. Anyway, I got this laser from him last year. He just basically gave me the airframe, and I had all the electronics and things. And I took it out and had some trouble because I fly with gyros in my stuff until I'm comfortable with the characteristics of a plane, and then I'll shut that crap off and just let it fly. So I got used to this laser last year, did its maiden flight, and it was awesome. I was like, oh my god, this thing flies on rails. It was so incredible. So I quickly turned off the gyro and was doing my thing and having a blast with it. And then I started doing the stuff you do with planes with electronic systems. You're like, okay, well, what am I getting for flight time here? Let me take it back up and run this battery down and see what kind of flight time I have. So I took off, and I took another couple circles around the field, and I was coming on the approach leg. I understand that way of thinking, buddy. I was coming on final approach, and because of the things you can do with this thing, it is so floaty. And again, this was a balsa plane, made lightweight, with 60-inch wingspan, and I was coming on the final approach, and I took that turn. For whatever reason, when I took that turn, I brought her in like this, and I really hit that elevator to bring her around, like I was flying at full speed, making a tight turn or something. I yanked that elevator, and I was coming in on final approach. So that throttle was down when I yanked that elevator, and as floaty as it was, boop, the wings lost airflow, and it just wing stalled, and there was nothing I could do. I was so close to the ground, and I just obliterated that thing. That's the best way to obliterate an airplane, though, when it's free. But I was so sad because it was so sexy. I was so happy. I was happy that I was capable of flying it, that I could immediately do much more in it than I thought I'd be able to. So this is basically what I'm getting. Again, it's a free airframe. It's probably like a $600 airframe. I'll put the electronics in it when I can, and then we won't make that mistake again. Yeah, Lyft is a funny girl. I'm the same way. I do a few things. Like when I have a Pitts from FMS. Again, she's a foam one, so she's like a 56-inch wingspan. So she's a big girl, fat girl too. I love that Pitts. I'll take off and then point straight up and like rolls all the way up as high as she'll go, which it's pretty unlimited vertical, so she's a blast to fly. And then I'll do all that barnstorming type of flight that you would expect a Pitts to do. You know, I'll bring her up in that loop and set her this way and bring her on like an inverse loop and do like Immelmans and all that cool stuff. And then I think I'm a god, and then I forget basic flight physics. So yeah, good stuff though. I'm looking forward to getting out. It just hasn't been working out. I would go this weekend, but with the Dune launch, we'll be playing that. Saturday's supposed to be like very little wind at the field I fly at, but that's all right. Video games with the wife trumps me being out at the field with a bunch of old fellers. By the way, I don't know if anyone noticed this, if it's happened to you in your life. So I go to the field and I fly with these guys, and they're like ancient and stuff. Sorry guys, but you know you are. The bad thing though is I say that, but I realized, because we had some young guys come to the field, I'm one of the old fellers. I had no idea. Somewhere I didn't get the memo that I've gotten older. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, I was telling somebody something, and then I was like, you sound just like those old guys that are telling you how to fly all the time. I was like, oh, no. I like put the brakes on really quick. I'm like, really, at the end of the day, you fly however makes you comfortable. This is what I do, and this is why I do it. So I kind of saved face. Because I tell you what, those old guys that fly model airplanes, they are a gatekeeping bunch of people. Holy crap. Oh, I didn't have gyros when I was coming out. I learned to really fly an airplane. Yeah, how many airplanes did you crash, asshat? Gyros make the sport accessible to new people. Anyway. That's enough of the RC rant. I love that stuff. We've got some cool stuff too, Jim, when we go camping. I've got some little 1/24th scale crawlers. So each of us has one, and then we have an extra one because it was a really cool looking Silverado that was all decked out. But we'll take those camping with us, and we'll sit around the campfire, me, Sabrina, and the boys, and do things that they weren't intended for. We'll play crawler tag. So we'll just sit around the campfire and chase each other with the crawlers, tag you're it, and we just have a good old time. Then I've got a 10th scale that uses similar batteries to what's in my airplanes, and yeah, I'm just a big kid at heart. If it wasn't spending money on Star Citizen, I'd be spending money on other toys, so. Yep, we are, and thank God for that, right? These other adults that are like, they work really hard all week, and then they like go get pissed drunk. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I mean, and then they bitch at me for playing video games and having toys. I'm like, why don't you? So what are you up to today, bud? You at home or working? Gotcha. I was shopping around the forums today in Star Citizen. Man, people are salty right now. I'm trying to ignore them, but to be honest, it's a good couple of days to take a break to do something else. It's all my fault. Because of my one episode yesterday? I got you. Well, I mean, maybe. Or was it because I spent hours showing off a caterpillar and I'm not doing anything to perpetuate the truth that Star Citizen is actually a cool playable game? I used a jacked up ship that can't do anything for half the day? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Oh, apparently I left a gap there. Here, you go there. You go there. I mean, I take some responsibility for that. Trying to show everybody how cool it was, and then you can't load it. That's true. That is very, very true. And the thing that's funny you should mention that, I find that a lot of the complainers are the ones that were complaining that they couldn't buy the $2,000 spaceship. Which is it? It's a broken piece of crap, or you want to fund it with $2,000 spaceships? I don't understand. So broken and stupid. If I could just kill everybody with a single ship, it'd be much better. Okay. Like we were talking about yesterday, we know that there's issues. There's no doubt about that, but gripes. Go back a few years. You want to talk about issues? Woo-wee. Sonny, let me tell you about a time where I was able to, in Star Citizen, I was able to log in, and I could go in my hangar and, wait for it, I could look at my ship. I could look at it. What did they have engineering and like fire extinguishers and shit back then? What do you mean fire extinguishers? Like in the ship? I don't know. You couldn't go in the ship. You just look at it from the outside. And it's like we were talking about. There aren't other games out here that let you do this whole space fantasy thing in quite the same way. Things are involved. Things can be tedious, but... And it's fun to spend hours doing that stuff. Okay, what am I doing? Then you can literally make the game harder to play like I'm doing right now. Yeah, a lot of these issues are expected, and over the years, new issues have come up, but some of the things that plagued the game early on are gone now. Like, they're no longer a thing. I feel way more confident buying a load of cargo, like a commodity, and taking it someplace to sell it, and not even in the context of these missions. It doesn't always work perfectly, and you can still lose your shit sometimes. But if I get a server error, I've still got my cargo. We know how that was barely over a year ago. Server error meant... Well, there wasn't a server error, but they were 30Ks, right? A 30K meant bye-bye cargo. You're just done. If you were lucky, 30K protection kicked in, and you put your ship back down in your hangar and bring it back up, and the cargo might be there. But that was a luck thing, right? Yeah, I agree. I think that is a big reason for Tier 0. You can say alpha, alpha, alpha all you want, but people have stuff and they want to use it, and if they're afraid to use it, it starts to be not fun. Like, could you imagine if ships didn't have some sort of insurance or you couldn't claim them and they were like a one-use pony, and if you lost it, you had to wait until the next patch to get it back? How many people would sit and play that? Nobody. I am looking forward to the next iteration of Tier 0, or Tier Loot, though, or whatever, Tier 1. Because I miss not being able to... When I pop somebody, I want to take their cool stuff. I totally support they should have a way to get it back, you know, pay a fee, reconstruct it, whatever. That's totally cool. I really want them to not lose their item permanently, but I also want to be able to pop them and have that be another way for me to acquire that item. Cargo loading goes so much faster when you have somebody to distract you with talking. I've noticed. Need a little one. Put it there. So somebody in the Discord of the folks we're gonna play with popped up a thing for servers for Dune, and I don't know if that's server list is based on the beta that they ran, or if it's an official server list, because I didn't think they were going to do that until launch day. I just started playing the game, so I didn't have time to verify what they found. I am kind of laughing, though. You spend days thinking about and trying to organize this. Been talking about it in Discord with them for like the hours leading up to stream today. And so this guy finds the list, and the first words out of his mouth is, I'll probably be playing on a US East server myself. Like, was the whole discussion not about us all trying to get on the same world? Like, I'm sure I have an optimal server based on ping someplace, but I'm taking into account that in this particular iteration, I'm going to be playing with other people, so I'll go wherever we all go. If I want to have a different experience by myself or with just the wife, I'll make a character on another server with a higher ping. But for this particular thing, I thought we would just do what we were all going to do. I don't know. I just sound like a grumpy old man again. Yeah, this is absolutely night and day from that old caterpillar. Oops. I do think I need to make a little room, though. Yeah. That's what I thought I did. There we go. Now we should be able to get all the rest of it lined up here. So you said you were waiting for the missus. You got plans this evening? Get out of there. Alrighty. Sorry, I had to answer somebody in that group chat. It was a nice reminder that we're trying to play together. So how did I leave the channel for the C2? I'm right here. Really? All right. Why is it in a gigantic hauling ship I don't have a locker where I can put stuff inside? Just asking. Asking for a friend. And that little console thing in the middle does not count.
Engines on. Shields off. Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete.
I did miss it. Alrighty, Jim.
Shields on.
Request landing permission.
Request done.
Sabrina, dear, I'm going to need you to chime in with your friends.
It's a calling, a silent summoner. It comes from within, this need to explore, gain knowledge. Eventually, whether you like it or not, and contrary to logic, you'll embark on a journey into the void, blindly.
Spent like a
Sounds
like a half hour, 45 minutes talking about like logistic stuff. I just put it out there to try to help people along, and then you always got one that's like, I think I'm gonna go here. Okay, well, you can do that. It's your game, but we're trying to coordinate us all getting in the same place, you know. So anyway, I'm sure you pick up what I'm saying. Do 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 do. All right, landing gear down. Open up them ramps. Actually, you know what? We should sit down real fast. Did it not register the gear? Son of a bitch.
I'm sorry. Due to inactivity. Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
There we go. You know, even though I don't care about, like, the C2 looks really good. Like, it's a sharp looking ship, sleek lines. There's some visual interest there. I know that I was hung up on the Caterpillar and the way it looked. But again, this looks really good, and it's so much more functional, for God's sake. Or at least until you get your ramp. There we go. It's just so much more functional. Even the way it handles, like it literally flies better. Just making sure that I'm not hung up anywhere. Okay, we should be good. We should be good.
Engines off.
Oops, I forgot. That's just like an inch too far to fall. Good there. That's the backpack. Trying to find that lo-fi playlist I had yesterday. Okay, we'll try this one. It's not what I was looking for, but it looks interesting. The playlist was called Cherry Soda, so. Sabrina, that's actually a question I have. Where is that gentleman going to get information on Harkonnen Alliance worlds? Like that's going to be determined by people congregating in a particular place and saying, "Hey, we plan on being predominantly Harkonnen here." There's not like a place in the actual game setup where they're like, "Oh, Harkonnens, you go here," because that's a faction choice you make later. So it would just have to be like a bunch of people saying, "Oh, these are the places as Harkonnen we intend to try to go." I'm just wondering exactly who those people would be anyway. Was just some thoughts I was thinking. What happened there? I see. Okay, I don't see. There we go. I honestly don't know how that happened, but whatever. Cargo would actually go a lot faster if I wasn't so weird and anal retentive about the way things line up. Oh, those aren't lined up. Oh. Oh, you asshat. Ah! Oh, for God's sake. No, I have to find a place to get a hold of it. It wasn't on Disney where the rest of Firefly was. And, the, Plex server I have access to did not have it. If anything else... No, I totally want to. Ask Sabrina. I looked last night. I might have to just that one. I'll probably just like rent on Prime or something. It's not a big deal. And then we're lining up other stuff. I wanted to start watching Battlestar Galactica, but I got all, you know, conversationally last night, and we didn't end up doing that. We actually don't have an Apple TV sub. I think Babylon 5 is on Apple TV as well. That would solve my problem with that. I want this one. Oh, we do? Oh, I didn't know that. Shame on you. Unsub, unlike, unfriend, or whatever else. It's okay. I think for me, there were a few characters that I really, really liked, and then my interest in it progressed from there, and I was like, oh, this Shadow story is pretty cool. Why am I sleeping in the garage? What the hell happened? I wasn't unsubbing from you. Jim said he couldn't get into it. You just said you didn't watch a lot of it, that's all. Oh. Sabrina, your comment in the Discord does make sense, though. I've noticed that from Canada, a lot of the US East servers actually have better ping than the West, which I don't quite understand, but that does seem to be the case with other games. Any idea why? Maybe it's a temperature thing. The climate in the eastern states more closely represents the climate in Canada, so the internets just work better that way. Broadband speed directly translates to similarities to the Great White North or something like that. It made sense in my head when I thought about it. I just didn't say anything out loud. Okay. That could be. That could be. Yeah, I find that so many times those servers are actually all located in the same damn place. It's how the structure is organized for the data to get where it needs to get that actually causes the latency and stuff. Yeah. It's a hop thing. More hops makes it taste more like bitter and intense. Oh, never mind. Wrong kind of hops. I'm looking forward to it. I need some more Firefly. It's all my fault. It's all my fault because you linked a Firefly emoji in chat. I see. Actually, it kind of is my fault. Had I known what that was immediately, then this wouldn't have happened and you wouldn't have to rewatch it, but you know. That's actually one I've wanted to see and haven't got around to as well. I have a lot of things on that list. Oh, I'd like to see this, but I haven't seen it. I have to watch the phone here. My friend, my IRL friend out here, should be contacting me pretty soon to let me know he's on the way with that airframe. So we'll plan our lunch break around then. We're not in the U.S. I'm in Calgary, buddy. We're in Canada, sir. Oh, no, don't be sorry. I myself moved here to join Sabrina and the kiddos 3 years ago from Texas. I spent like 20 years in Texas, but I grew up in Arizona, 30 years in Arizona, and I was actually born in Wisconsin. Yeah, that's why you don't hear that. And Sabrina doesn't, she doesn't have those inflections either, though. But that's because, as she puts it, she's civilized. People in Canada don't sound like the people in the U.S. think they do. Certain parts, though, they absolutely do. Like, there ain't nobody around here that I run into. I don't get much of the boot stuff. What I do get is hey, not a, but people be like, I heard you took the boys camping last weekend. Hey, that's a thing. But yeah. Anyway. So if anything, you can catch accents from me when I say words like Wisconsin. You can tell that it's where I was born by the way I say it. But seriously, I grew up in Arizona. There's no accents there. And some of the Texas crap rubbed off on me. But with Texas, it's more words, and certain words, if I say them, they'll have that little Texas thing in them, but it's not bad. And when it's bad, I'm usually just joking around. But I did learn phrases like, I grew up turning lights on and off. That's what you did, right? There's a little switch on the wall. You turn it on or you turn it off. Mom would say, hey, Corey, turn the lights off. I would do that. I got to Texas and they're like, hey, would you cut that on? What? Why am I cutting things? But it grew on me, and so I know I do that to this day. Hey, cut the light off before you come down here. So you're like it. You like kind of like them Georgia peaches type gals. Well, this reminded me that I do like hauling cargo. Even the physical tractor beam and stuff on and off. That caterpillar put me in a completely different place yesterday. Sorry, that guy. That whole thing just makes me laugh. Good on her for being popular for that. That's just hilarious. You know, we gotta spit on that thing. Holy cow. It is a fickle world we live in. She turned out to be a little smarty McSmarterson and immediately figured out how to turn that to her advantage and get her time in the limelight and score some cash and sponsorships and cool shit like that. I'm pretty sure if I talked about spitting on it, well, number one, they'd probably kick me off of Twitch. Like if I was more specific than I just was. And I'm pretty sure I would lose viewers over that sort of thing, not be praised. Certainly wouldn't have songs written about me. I mean, it's kind of funny. I agree with you, but at the same time, I'm a Twitch streamer trying to make a part-time income stream off of twitching. And so I kind of get it, but I don't want to be like, you know, famous worldwide for Twitch streams. All right, buddy. We'll see you when you get back. All right. She done been unloaded. Let's send her down. Oh yeah, we still have hydrogen up here, don't we? Son of a bitch. Screw you people. Select all. Move to warehouse. Lower elevator. Looks like it's complete. Beautiful. Wait for these to complete and we'll see where our rep is at. I think I hit senior now. All right. Let's see what it done tells us. We are indeed senior now. So, let's see what we got available. There's about an average of 10 more missions in there. Let's actually look at a few senior ones and see what they look like. 276. Wow. So you pick up a bunch of stuff from Crew L1. That's like 500k to pick up a C2 worth from Crew L1 and just deliver it to 3 locations. That's not bad. Are they all 3 stoppers, though? Is that pretty much what all the senior ones are? I do kind of like the way they're organized, though. No, but the senior ones I don't think are so bad. You're picking up from, like, look at this one, 338. Well, I'm sorry, that's only 3 locations. You're picking all of this up from Arc L5 and dropping off at Everest, Seraphim, and Bajini. That's not bad for 300k. And that should be a lot of big ass boxes, 16 SCU or smaller, so you won't have a ton of loading, I think. But you are right. Like, I can make 300k right now by loading like 60 boxes, 40 boxes, and just flying down to the planet. But what's cool though is these do string together better. Like the first ones I showed, the senior ones here for 282. So like, this is all from Crew L4. I'm sorry, there we go. Here's 2 missions from Crew L1. So I'm going to assume that these would load up pretty good. Bajini, Seraphim, and Portresser. Seraphim, Portresser, and Everest. So this is 4 drops. 4 drops, 2 missions, close to 600k, right? So they string together real nice. Dinner's there? Enjoy, sir. What are you having? Nice. That sounds good. Tonight I am making a pork tenderloin and some spaghetti squash. Last night we had tortellini in a tomatoey meat sauce with some mixed veggies, broccoli, cauliflower, carrots. And we did pork chops one night recently. What do we do with the pork chops, dear? Pork chops and like German fried potatoes, you know, just sliced thin, fried up with some onions and butter. I think we had broccoli with that too. I don't remember. I likes to cook. The current family favorite here, as I make these chorizo chicken chili burritos, and then I'll make like my own crema with a tomatillo type green chili-ish mixture, and that gets a little spice to it. And then we'll have that with some like chipotle salsa too. Ooh. The kids even like that, and the kids don't like the kids don't like a lot of spicy things, but they're changing. That's crew L1. Sabrina can teach you to ski. So, you know what? In this household, though, yeah, she does curry really well. Sorry, I didn't read that part, Sabrina. Yeah, that's a favorite of hers. Yeah, she can teach you to ski or snowboard. I can watch you learn. She's already told me I'm not allowed at 54. She's like, no, you're going to break something. She's probably right. I watch other people do it then. Yeah, you know, I feel like I would have a better time standing up on a snowboard, but I feel like I would have a more dangerous fall. But I what do I know, you know? I can't even ice skate. I can roller skate, but I've never been on ice skates either. So I want to try one of these missions, so I think what I'll do is I'll fly over to Crew L1, and then I'll just park it there till after lunch, because our buddy Alex should be coming by to drop that plane off to me probably before I want to get this started. And based on yesterday, I do not want to get in the middle of a cargo mission and then take a break for lunch, because that will not end well for me. Yeah, just don't tense up when you sense your imminent death coming. Super simple. You know, when they point the gun at your head, don't tense up. It'll just pass right through you. Yeah, right. Hey, Spearhead, how you doing? Welcome to our strange conversation about death and skiing. Yes, we are running cargo in the C2. I appreciate the compliments on the Caterpillar yesterday. It did exactly what it needed to do for me. It's a pretty ship. It looks cool. It has some sci-fi elements that I find really appealing. Spearhead, after dealing with that Caterpillar yesterday, I am so mad. I just no. So we're back in the C2 doing stuff like a real cargo hauler. I do still love the way the caterpillar looks. It's just functionally a turd. The C2 does make more sense from a strictly spec place, for sure. It just carries more, and the fact that it carries the largest box in the game is also a beautiful thing, right? But yeah, loading and unloading that thing, it's the actual logistics of doing it. Oh yeah, I got the rear exit here. The actual logistics of doing it. Spending the day with the caterpillar, like a real cargo hauler yesterday, I was really upset when I was done. Jim saved me by helping me unload that thing, and then he basically caterpillar shamed me a little bit, and then sent me off to Astro Armada to pick up a C2. It is definitely more agile. Like, the caterpillar was just like a fantasy space hauler thing I had in my head. But now you hear me today and I'm singing a different tune. Even and Sabrina, my wife, she knows how much I love that caterpillar. But today I've been like, you know, and the lines on the C2, they're really sleek. And she actually is a really special ship to look at. Look at those fins. Oh, it's just this. Yeah. And you can open the doors and like play Baby Shark, do 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 do, Baby Shark, do 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 do, Baby Shark. Or, all right, so the doors don't open when I press the button. Let's try that again. Baby Shark, do do. See? So I'm all about it today. Yeah. Oh, how the worm is. Hey, that's a Dune reference. And look, can you do this? Can you fly a Fury through a caterpillar? No. Even if you open all the doors, that stupid catwalk will kill you. You can fly a Fury straight through here. As a matter of fact, I want to do that right now. I want to park it here and just drive a Fury through it as fast as I can. Thankfully, we don't have time. All right. What was I doing? Oh, C what? Crew L1? Crew L1. So there is part of me that's sad because I really wanted the caterpillar to work out, but I want to have a big cargo hauler on the account and not the amount of cargo that's in the Polaris. I don't want to use the Polaris to haul cargo, although you could. I just want to have a good all-purpose cargo hauler on the account, because that's something like, if there was a wipe tomorrow, it's something that Sabrina and I would do to make money. We would love to, we'd pop into these missions and run back and forth together, offloading really fast and making money. So it's one of the things I want to have to, you know, slingshot me into other parts of the game. So I will melt the caterpillar. We'll wait until the ironclad comes around and we'll see if that's a better choice. If not, I'll put the C2 back on the account to have permanently. And I apologize to Crusader and all of the wonderful people who work there for trying to abandon you in the first place. It was unwise of me. What the hell is that music? It's kind of like it's like the, I feel like quoting the Emperor in Star Wars. And now, only at the end do you understand. Anyway, that's where I'm at. I'm like I said, I spent the day with her and did the best I could to figure out the optimal way to interact with her. And at the end of the day, I arrived at the same, exactly what you said is where I'm at. There's nothing wrong with the cat. Nothing. Nothing wrong with it at all. There is just nothing right with it. Sabrina was even telling me this morning or last night, I forget which. She was like I can come up the elevator and I can make it to the bridge every time. If you watched me yesterday, almost every time I left the bridge, I took a wrong turn. Now, I didn't say anything about that. I didn't make any commentaries while I was playing, but Sabrina, bless her heart, noticed that and had to bring that up. She's like, you get lost in there almost every time. Yeah. That's where the ironclad might be fine. It's just a big open square in the center. You kind of can't fuck that up. Watch them put dividing walls there and tell us it's like a tic-tac-toe board, and they'll be like, it'll be modular. You can have like a medical bay here, and this will be for big cargo, and this will be small cargo. Yeah, it did. It did indeed. And it's, you know what? It's a theme for me in life. There are oftentimes I see this really cool looking shiny thing and I can't get my mind off of it. And then, you know, people tell me, and then I get an opportunity to try it or get up close to one, and then I'm like, oh, yeah. All right, I see what you're saying. Literally, the only thing I can say that I don't appreciate about the C2 is that I don't have a locker that I can put stuff in. But there's so much room for cargo, I can literally put a dedicated box on the cargo grid. I shouldn't have to, but I could. Plus, when I'm hauling cargo, I have to be honest. How often am I actually like in a situation where I need to cram a bunch of stuff in the locker? Yeah, so much room for activities. Wait, are there gun racks in the C2? I can't even remember. I think there's at least a gun rack. There's more than just that little pistol stash in the console, right? Yeah, Dizzy, you missed it yesterday. I spent time with that caterpillar. I tried to do some missions. I had some game problems, and lunch had a problem as well. But I spent time with that caterpillar, and at the end of the day, I was very angry at it. So, target friendly? I didn't shoot nobody. What the hell? I'll take a look when I park it here. Yeah, so the caterpillar is awesome in theory, but yeah.
Shields on.
Yep. WTF. WTF the caterpillar, and WTF whatever the friendly target was all about. Oh, you know what? I will dispute there isn't anything right. The ship's computer, the voice of the ship's computer, I would rather hear the Drake chick welcoming me aboard and congratulating me for blowing things up than the Crusader one. That sounds kind of strange. You know what I mean? The Crusader one reminds me of Gladys before she tries to murder you. And the Drake one reminds me of like that cool Australian chick you kind of want to get with. So that's the one thing that the Drake Caterpillar does better than Crusader. Can we agree on that? Oh, it's okay, Diz. It's not a problem, man. We're talking about the Caterpillar, not just Drake in general. Although, if you could actually like use the caterpillar to ram into somebody, and the little spikies sticking out the front would you know stick in stuff and tear it apart, that could be cool. But they didn't do that. It just looks like they could do that. Yeah, potentially, but I think you can only really fit a Fury in each bay, right? And I could fit as many Furies in my Asgard as I could in a caterpillar. And the C2 gives more of an actual carrier experience. You can land one way and take off the other, where you wouldn't be able to do that in the caterpillar because of that stupid catwalk. So
Landing, dear Del.
it's okay, Dylan. You don't have. Whoa. You don't have to defend her. I'm over her. I still love me some Drake ships. Just maybe not the caterpillar for hulling. And honestly, folks, that's pretty bad when when your Fury pilot friends disown you. I mean, because we're not, well, I was gonna say we're not talking the cream of the crop as far as, you know, choice for fighters, right? I don't know about the Hornet. The Hornet's kind of stupid. I want to ride in a ball. I feel like a hamster more than a pilot. These are the ones that ridicule you, right? So that's how bad.
Launch complete. Landing complete.
Why did I have to do that? All right, I need to stop and just get out of the way.
Systems off.
Oh, we didn't refuel, did we? And I already forgot that we were going to go look for something. All right, I haven't heard from Alex yet, but he could have messaged me, and I might have missed it. Hold on a sec, folks. Bear with me here. No messages yet, no calls that I know of. The phone literally vibrated in my hand just now. Oh, nope, nothing. Yes, gun racks, right after we refuel. Why did I do that?
A journey worth taking.
Landing. Boink, boink, boink. All right, gun racks. Gun racks, and we need a drink while we go looking. Okay, we'll put that away, put the helmet back on. All right, see, so, you know, we can put a thing there. It's important to have a pistol in case somebody tries to jack you. Those are just escape pods. Oh, right there. You literally pass them like every time. So one could argue that this is overkill because you can two-man crew this thing, right? There are other ships in the verse that people wish had this many gun racks, but they're gun racks. It's just no internal storage that I'm aware of. I'll go back and double check because sometimes they stealth things in. See, there's lockers here, but I don't believe they open they're just suit lockers like that, right? They don't open an inventory thing. Nada. That's the toilet. The pod's in the middle part where I just was. Over here. Oh, this is all component stuff. What? It is not all component stuff. Holy shit. So what happened to me then is many times I've come through here and hit these buttons because I looked for storage. I look for storage, and when I do that, I usually just find, you know, like da 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 da. Look at that. Oh, and then I'm like, oh, there's just ship components here. Some bitch. And you see there's 2 per side? There's more down there? Alright. That used to be a drawback. It was a very minor drawback, mind you. Is it the second one? Oh wow, there's 6. I think. Or is that just opening the same one? Nope, there's 2 here and 2 over there. Wow. So, yeah. 1.5. It's 1.5 thousand. It's. Yeah. So, yeah, you're right. You're right. So, no. It's 30 and 30, and then another 30. Oh, that's 60. No, that's 90. Right? It says 1.5 thousand K. Or 1,500K, yeah. And there's 6 of them. Holy shit. Alright, well, not only does it have some storage, internal storage, it has way more than I could possibly use. Because the more you give me, the more shit I cram in there, and then I die, and it's not good, because I lose everything. That's my problem with the Polaris. I can put so much crap in the Polaris. Like, what happens when I die? I'm gonna lose it all. All right. Well, folks, the important thing today is we learned something. Oh, wait, did the Caterpillar have internal storage? If it did, I don't know where it was either. No, I'm not talking about what you put it in. Well, that was impressive.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
Wow. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I wasn't thinking.
Your vehicle has been moved to our storage facility.
You did, and I appreciate that. All right. Sounds good, bud. I might be at intermission when you come back. Like I said, I have that friend coming over to drop off the airframe, but I will be back. So if I see you, or if I don't see you, 07's all around, my friend. Thank you for being here. All right. So, folks, I think we're just going to park it over here. And I am going to... I'm going to try to keep us active. But when my friend gets here, if he's a little talkative, I might go off the air. But I will be back for a little while this afternoon yet. So thanks for hanging out with me so far. And Spearhead, if you didn't hear, I have a buddy that's dropping off a 74-inch wingspan airframe for RC planes for me today. One that he's not using, so I do not refuse things like that when they're offered to you for free. Yeah, it's an Extreme Flight 74-inch laser. I had a 60-inch that I maidened and killed in the same day. That was also free, thank God. Got it from the same guy, as a matter of fact. I loved the way it flew, and it made me really sad. I banked really hard on the approach, on the final approach, and I didn't take into account my speed because the plane was so floaty and flew on rails so well. It gave me too much confidence. So I came around and pulled that elevator back, and that wing just fell straight down, and I was, 20 feet off the ground. I did try to jank it and give it throttle and pull out, but it was just too late, and really all that throttle did was make sure I buried it really good. It is sharp looking. He modifies the covering on all of his, so I'll probably set it back here when he drops it off. I'll give you guys a look at it a little later. It's got a lot of hot pink on it, and I'm not changing the covering until I get it up in the air and get her all set the way I want, and then maybe in the off season I'll recover it. But maybe I'll keep the pink, because it's got like the really cool, like for aircraft like that, really cool colors are like that particular like electric blue and the dark fluorescent green and like orange, and then that hot pink. Anything that makes contrast in the air where you can tell the top and the bottom from each other. But he goes crazy with the graphic as far as design goes. So yeah, I'm not going to shame the pink. You'll see. Like I said, I'll set it behind me, or worst case, I'll actually prop it up on the chair here and flip the stream on so you guys can get a look at it. I'm kind of stalling because he was supposed to call before he headed over, and he hasn't done that yet. But I expect that to happen anytime. So I was just going to give it till 1 o'clock, and then we'll pop off. Like I said, I'll leave the stream up. Yep, nothing yet. Yeah, and you know what? I'm an 80s dude. My senior pictures, other than like the suit and tie thing, my like casual stuff, I was like all about the white Levi's and a pink polo shirt, collar popped, of course, because it was 1989. Yeah, 88, 89, yeah. So, yeah, I agree. A real man can rock pink any day of the week. The problem is I'm not just a real man anymore. I'm a real old man, so I don't know if the same rules still apply. Although, when we were shopping for flowers over the weekend, that really didn't go with the man thing, did it? Sure it did. Real men love flowers. We were out when we were at the Home Depot picking up some plants and stuff. I saw a Filipino couple, and what that dude was wearing, like, I think I would have got hazed for that in high school. But he was pulling it off. He was rocking it. It was like charcoal and like hot pink, and I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was like designer brand stuff, like top designer. Yeah, like regular dudes can't get away with that. He like there was something about the way he carried himself. He like commanded authority. You know. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it. I had a train of thought and then I kind of lost it, but it seems like we understand each other. It is true. Like if I had said something to him and he gave me a no, I'd have been mortified. I'd have been like, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I'm really sorry." Anyway. All right, folks. I'll be back in a little bit. I don't expect you to wait because it could be like 30 minutes or so. I don't expect you to wait the whole time, but I will be back in like 30 minutes-ish. If not, I'll stop in and type something really quick. So hopefully see you a little later. All right. For now. You bet, buddy. about the way he carried himself. He like commanded authority. You know. Well, I ate something. My friend's plans fell through, so he's not going to be delivering that today, so I'm a little bummed out. But it's okay. He'll stop by within the next couple of days. He doesn't understand that I won't have as much time for him on a new game day, but I will still be around. Anyway, so we were going to try a cargo mission from this place and see how that felt. I very much wish, though, that I had an ATLS, but we'll be all right. We'll be completely fine. Oh, I was on the right level, for God's sake. Let me get my Star Citizen situation figured out here. Why do I not get 4 million runs from this? Huh. Alright. No, we're not going to Kelto. Around the corner. Through the loop. That tickled kitty. The kitty's walking by my feet. That tickles my mouth. Oh, well, that wasn't the Mau Mau. That was the Woof Woof. Oy. Alright. Let's see what we got going on here. Contracts. Hauling. Senior. From Seraphim to Crew L1. Okay, there you go. We're not doing that. I'm going down here a ways. From Crew. There we go. 279. So that's about 300. Mick L2. I feel like that's really not the one I wanted to do. Oh, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. We are back again. I think. What? I took you outside. All right. We're going back through the senior stuff. 711K? Oh. It's just to bump up on the whole C missions. I'm not going to try that. Not going to do it. Wouldn't be prudent. Not at this juncture. We'll put the good old George Bush veto on that. Wouldn't be prudent. Not at this juncture. I know that wasn't a good Bush impersonation, by the way. We're just making do with what we have. Crew L4. Everest. Senior. 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 It'll take me a while to get familiar with them all. I like this collect from Crew L4, like this one. I went to L1 though, so that's what we'll do. So that's accept that one. Should be able to do 2 of those, is what I'm thinking. Should be able to do 2 mediums. Okay. So it's going to be... Oh shit, there's 2 loads of titanium. All right. So there's going to be titanium to Bajini and Everest, Tressler and Everest. And then the Genie, okay, and then Seraphim. All right, so we'll bring this one up first. And we'll keep that into titanium and aluminum. And then all this other titanium we'll keep separate. This should be plenty. And like I said, we'll do the 337 one first. All right. We got a plan. We've got a plan. And yellow dots all over the flippin' place. Do I have a hangar? Yes, I do.
ASOP vehicle retrieval system. Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
We'll see how this works out. I think I have enough for both. Oh, shit. All right. That's all just titanium there. I just want to make sure. 624. Yeah, we'll be fine. So we're going to take these off for now. So we're going to keep that separate. And we'll just load up this. Right? I was going to say, as soon as we see the red lights, we're off. Let's get her positioned in a good place. Just move this on over. Woo! That was a good sneeze. Cleaning out the filter. Nature's filter doing its part. My God. All right. How's that looking? I think that's looking mighty dandy. Oh, sorry, folks.
Engines off.
Uh-oh. Sabrina Kit Kat figured out that she could take the balls out of the silver bowl on her own. She's just plopping them on the floor there. Oh. Sorry for the snorts there, folks. I don't know if I inhaled a cat hair or if it was the spicy stuff I had on my lunch. We had some leftover pasta, but we also have this like smoked chipotle stuff. And I poured some of that on it and went to town. It was good. Okay, so are these 16s? They're going all the way to the back. This is This is titanium and aluminum, so we want to keep those separate. That much I do know. And since the other one is all titanium, we'll put the titanium for this load in first, and that'll go all the way to the front. It'll be good. It's good. Oh, for crying out loud. Use a tractor beam, pick me up. I'm titanium. No? Hello, Fireclaw. Mr. Fireclaw, how are you? How was your day's events? I hope work was good to you. I did not see if your trade actually triggered or not, buddy. And now I'm curious. Wondering if my last one did. Let's try something. Alright, it's working. I had thought for a moment that it was not. What is going on here? There we go. Like I said, we're going to keep all this titanium towards the front so that we know it stays separate from the other titanium. Oy vey. There we go. We might need to get a little closer so that we can align this one a little better. Stop it. Stop it. Uh. I kind of expected to in-cap myself there, but we're good. There we go. It's just a little weird sometimes. Things want to brush and rub on each other. We got it to go our way, though. We can go our own way. Should be. I should probably do a titanium count on this first one real quick. It is 174 SCU titanium. Okay. Could you not be weird, please? There we go. Okay. All right, so now aluminum. That should be it. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, that was crap. All right, let's go get the other order that's all titanium, and that'll go against the back. Oh, for God's sakes, elevator. I'm sorry, Fireclaw. I did that one right out from underneath you, buddy. There you go. Oh, this is weird. Titanium. Okay, so there's 1, 2 SCU. Four, 16, a 1. This one goes with that other one. So look for the 2 SCU to go with the other one. Select all. I wish they had some sort of marking mechanism on the crates themselves so that you knew which order they belonged to. That would be awesome sauce. With a bag of chips. Oh. Okay. 4, 4, 2. Yeah. So that one should go with the titanium on the other order. And this is important because if you split them wrong, oh, for God's sake, they won't turn in properly. Awesome. All right, the rest of the titanium stacks up in the back here. Oh no! Oh, that's why. Wow. Okay. Apparently, I don't really know what I'm doing. Apparently. Yeah, this should work. What the hell, Bobby? Don't know why that worked, but it did. Oh, come on. Balls. Oh yeah, we can live with this. We can reorganize a tad. What if I move this over? That one. Push that one back. Push this one in. Oh, okay, there's something going on.